Response Magic. It is, like I said, a lead generator, and Google does require it to be on your website. We have a program and it's supposed to be free. I've had some people say that it's not, but if you sign up properly, Response Magic is a free program. Now, you have to be very cautious when you're signing up because they do have little things here and there that will get you to sign up for a paid program. And one of them's at the very bottom. When you actually register, it will say, do you want to have SMS messages? There's another one that says something else. And if you click on that, it will charge you anywhere from $9.95 all the way up to $17.95. The other thing is if you have 100 active people, that means that they are responding to your emails that you're sending out that are in your list, then they will tell you you've reached your limit of free advertising and you have to upgrade to the paid version. The paid version is $17.95. Then you can have as many people in there as you want. Doesn't really matter once you get that. The other thing is if you want to send people text messages, that's another paid program. It's $9.95. So to get their whole paid system, you're going to spend roughly about $25 to $30. So that's one of the things I do because I like to be able to reach out to people that I have. Messaging, text messaging is great. A lot of people, they prefer to get text messages rather than emails. But again, I still make sure I give them both or have that option. So you will see this little questionnaire right here. This is your Response Magic magnet. So you want to get with your instructor and get their link for your Response Magic because it does work on referral. So I'm going to come here to my web enhancements, and here's my Response Magic. And this is the way your Response Magic should look like. Now, in your system, in your pages, you have a page dedicated to lead generation. And a lot of you have not signed up as an affiliate. Right. So what you need to do is you need to come down here where it says click login as an affiliate. If you have not done that, you need to do it. Now, the other thing you want to make sure of is that you are aware that you do not use the same password that you did for Response Magic. This is an umbrella under the parent company. The parent company is Synergy. Platinum Synergy is the parent company. Response Magic is a company under this one. This takes a whole different email, okay? And mine takes me forever to get in. So this is what your affiliate program should look like. And you can advertise this. I have several people that have come in and purchased my Response Magic program. And you get a commission off of it, depending on which program they come into, okay? But this is also the link that you give your students, for those of you that are working with students, so that they can come in and register for their Response Magic. If you don't have this, then you want to make sure that when you come back to your Response Magic program, that you do sign in as an affiliate. They will get that link, and then it will, please mute yourself, guys, so I don't have to mute everybody. So then you're just going to come here and you're going to sign in, and you're going to log into your Response Magic platform. Now, this is for you personally. It is not what you market. You market your Platinum Synergy. So this is the thing you market. Oh, it's not going to, I have to log out to get back there. But once you're in here, this is for you personally to create your boards or to create your magnets. And it's really simple to create. You're going to come here to where it says your opt-in form. All right, that's where you're going to come in and create it. Now, it automatically defaults to website. I think it is. Where's it at? It defaults to website something or another. I think I overrode mine. I got so many. but it defaults to a website list. And if you haven't created a specific list, that's where you want it to go to. All right, so I'm going to just create a new list. All right, I'm going to have to mute everybody. There's just too much background noise. So we're going to mute everybody. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to, actually, I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to put it in, all right, I'm going to put it here in, just going to do Mama Chief webpage. Okay. And then you want to do a call to action. And your call to action is going to be your headline. And your headline is going to be what you want to draw people to your page. The one thing you want to make sure you don't put on your website is you don't want things that's going to be offensive to people. So we try to stay away from politics. Guys, please stay muted. Okay, I fixed that because it kind of distracts me when I hear a bunch of moving around. So you want to make sure that you do your headline. You don't want anything that's political or that's going to cause people to not come to your site that potentially could be offensive. So you want it to stay very informative, but also draw the attention. And you can see your magnet fill out as you fill it out. So I'm going to create my headline. And what is one of the things that we're doing right now? Oh. Okay. Are you tired or feeling tired? And you can change your color. So right here is the color. I'm going to leave it red for right now, kind of in that kind of mood. And then your call to action is what you want it to do. So I'm going to market my blue scorpion since right now it's on sale, but it may not be on sale later, but right now it is. Or I'm going to market my health pages. Anything from Velveeta, I can do Velveeta, blue scorpion, and even Valentis. Now I don't like that. Take a snap. So I can do that, and it centers it for me. And if you had a video, you can put the video here that will advertise not on your page, but when you market it, they can see that video if you choose to do one. I have quite a few, but I'm not going to put one there right now. And then you have your questions. Now you have your standard form, which has their first name, last name, and an email. You want to make sure that you hit the red or the colorized buttons, because that means that they have to fill out this information before they can leave your form. So that's one of the things you want to make sure that is there. Now, you can expand this list, but you don't want to make it so much so that it becomes invasive to the person filling it out. So if you click on where it says 3, create questions, then you have the options to add other information. So you can come here and if you want to add their telephone number, click telephone. And I do, but I don't ever make it a mandatory. They have the option not to choose it. And then I always want to make sure I put the state and I make that mandatory. So if they do give me their phone number, then I can basically look at my map and tell what time zone they're in. Because if I decide to call them or send them a message, there are laws and regulations you have to follow for doing that. You can't do it before 9 a.m. or after 9 p.m. their time zone. So if I'm in California and it's 9 o'clock in California, I can't text somebody in North Carolina because it's midnight. It's past that regulation. So you could potentially get in trouble and be fined for doing that. So you want to make sure that you are very cautious and aware of the time zones. Now you can also do a custom field, and the custom field can be your interest or your issue. Okay. All right. And then they can put what they're interested in. You know, if you're advertising SNAP, if they're interested in, hey, maybe weight loss, if they're interested, whatever, you can create a custom field that you want to put there. That way it will also help you generate different things that you want to put in there. You can say, what do you need? You know, however you want to do that. But I don't like to put a whole bunch of stuff on here because, like I said, I don't want it to be too invasive. And then you want to do your submit button. So what is your call to action that you want them to do? So right then you want to say, all right, hold on a minute. Okay. And then I want to make sure I put this the same color. So you can come back here and choose your red. Let's go back to red and choose the red if you want to keep it the same and hit choose. So now your reds should be close to it. All right. And then you want to come here to your option 5. And this is where a lot of people get confused because they leave it as yes. I never leave it as yes, because that means instead of them filling out your opt-in code, they get to choose their Facebook page. So they only give their name and email. They won't give anything else. So you want to make sure that you tell them no. You want them to fill out your response magic code, not through Facebook. Okay. And then, like with me, like I said, I pay for SMS messaging. So yes, I want them to include their phone number, and I want it to go to marketing prospects because I've created a list for there. If you haven't paid for your SMS messages, which is about $10 a month, you won't have this option. Okay. This is a paid option. And then the privacy statement, you want to come here and look and see, I actually have my actual name, which is Sheila Matchett, permission to send me future emails. And the reason I put my name is because when I send them emails, it's coming from my Gmail account, which is linked to my name. So I don't want to have a funny name here. So because if I do, then they'll get an email from me. If it has a link to it, it's going to go to their spam and they won't ever open it. But if they see that it's from me, then it's like, oh, that's that lady that I filled out her form, then they will accept my email and I will be on their recommended list. So you want to make sure that you have something here that they're going to recognize when you send in their email. And this is their opt-out form. If they choose not to receive emails from you, there's actually going to be a code here that they can click and opt out of it. Okay. Do you wish to receive emails when somebody fills it out? Yes. That doesn't mean you will always get one. It might be 2 or 3 days later when you get it, but you do want to make sure that you click that. And then it asked you, what page do you want them to go to? Do you want them to stay on the page? That means once they fill out your response magic code, it sends them to a page that says, thank you for filling out your code, filling out your response magic. And that's it. You always want them to go to a custom URL. And usually you want it to go to the page you are advertising. So that's why you want to come back to your website. And again, you're going to use your search. And I'm just going to type in health. And I'm going to look at all the different, like this one's general health concerns. So this one has a little bit of everything in there. I'm not quite finished with this page yet, but it still has enough in there that they can look at because I've still got to do this. I can send them to sleep and health. I can send them to alternative health and skin therapy, but I think I'm going to send them to this one. So to get this one, I'm just going to click on this link or the title, and then up here in my URL, it's going to give me the actual link. And I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to come back to my opt-in code, and I'm going to paste that link right here. So then when they finish filling out this information, it's going to take them straight to my page. And I always give credit where credit's due, make sure it's filled out. So they can say that this is by Response Magic. It's going to appear at the bottom. And then before you hit this submit code, you want to go through and make sure everything's the way you want it. Make sure your spelling's correct. Okay, make sure you have your questions that you want. Make sure everything's highlighted the way you need it. And I'm actually going to take telephone out since I have SMS messaging right here. So I'm going to remove that. Make sure everything's there. Don't miss out. There you go. So then I'm going to come down here and hit submit code. Submit and get code. Okay. So now you have your code and you're like, well, what do I do with it? So you have several options. This right here is what you will use for advertising, and you can advertise your Response Magic magnet. You can click on it and it will show you what it's going to look like. This is how it's going to look like whenever you post it anywhere. You can post it on social media. You can create an ad for it to have people sign up for it, to get your email list, to create a customer base, basically is what you're doing. And then once they fill it out, they will click here, don't miss out, and it takes them to the page you're advertising. So you're still generating that traffic, okay? And you have two different ones. You have your vertical and your horizontal. So again, you can see there's not much difference to it, but there is some difference of how it's going to look when it's advertised, okay? And then you have your HTML code. And this is the part that you're going to put in your website. So you're going to copy the whole thing. You can hit Control A and it'll copy, highlight, and Control C will copy. And then you're going to come to your page, okay? And it's telling me that. I'm going to update. Okay, now I should be all right. So I'm going to come back here. All right, and I am going to go to Appearance, and I'm going to go to Widgets. Okay. Hold on just a minute. All right, I'm back, sorry. So then you're going to go to your widgets, and this is where a lot of people get confused. They're like, okay, now what do I do? Okay, the left side of your menu is your home page, okay, and it only shows up on your home page. The right side content is all of your concurrent pages in your website. So for your Response Magic code to appear throughout your whole site, you need it on the left and right sides, okay? So I've copied that information, and you want to make sure it's below your search bar, okay? Below the search bar. So I'm going to come here, and this is the one that I have currently, and you want to click on your text, and you want to hit your text button for those that have it. But this is what I'm going to do. Since we're going to act like we don't even have it, I'm just going to delete this whole text box and show you what to do if you have not included your Response Magic. So over here, you have all these command box widgets. You're going to scroll down and you want to find your text, okay, your text widget. And you're going to hit your drop down, and it's going to ask you, where do you want this to go? You want it to go to the left of menu, and you're going to hit add widget. And it's going to open it up at the very bottom of your row. If you haven't added any, then it's going to open it up right up underneath your text, which is where you want it, or your search button, which is where you want it, okay? You don't need to put a title. Some people put a title and then they're wondering, why do I have this message up there? You don't need to title it. It's fine, okay? And then you have your visual and your text. Since this is a widget and it's in code, you want to put it under the text side. So make sure you click the text bar. And then it puts everything in code. And then you just put your cursor here and you're going to paste that code. And then you're going to hit save and then done. Now, I know this is at the bottom because I have other advertising here from Google and other places. I don't want my magnet to get lost. So I'm going to just drag it up and put it right underneath my search bar, okay? Because I want it to be the next thing they see outside of search, okay? And you don't have to hit save. It's automatically there. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. So here's my other magnet, and I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to do the same thing, except this time I'm going to the right, okay? And I'm going to add widget. And again, it's going to show up at the very bottom. I'm going to click the text, and I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to hit save, and then done. And then I'm going to move it up underneath my search bar. Now, to see if that worked and it's what I want it to look like, I'm just going to hit visit my site. Okay, it didn't like that. So save and done. So now that should be good. So let's visit site. Okay, again, there it goes. So now here's my page, or here's my information. And you have all of this space. It's because our codes don't mesh together with our website and our response magic. Do not go in there and delete this information or these blank spaces. It messes up your code. So when they click this to go to your page, it doesn't go anywhere, okay? So do not get rid of that extra space. Don't backspace it out or move it. It messes up your code, okay? So now if I go to consecutive pages in my site, I have that code throughout my whole website. It's there everywhere. Now, the good thing about this is say, I don't want the same thing on every page. I want different ones. So you can actually do that. If you've made more than one response magic code, then you can do that. You can have two, one on the left and one on the right. That's all you can have. So you want to make sure you do that. And you're just going to come here to where it's got your customer magnets. And you have everyone that you've ever created. So you can just come back in here and choose one that you want. As you can see, I've got several up out there. And I want to do this one, which says, let's do this. I want to do the men's health because that's been getting a lot of information on it. So I'm going to put that back out there, and I'm going to just copy this. Okay, and I'm just going to come back. I'm going to go up here to where it says customize. And you can go to widgets from here too. So it just depends on where you want to go. But I'm just going to go where it's easiest. Go to widgets from your dashboard. And I'm going to go back to the one on the right side content bar. I know it's underneath my search. I'm going to go to text. And I'm just going to highlight the message that's there. And I'm going to delete. My computer's running really slow. Come on. And I'm going to paste the new one. I'm going to hit save. And I'm going to hit done. And now I'm going to go visit my site. So I still have the one I just created that's there, but now when I go to visit my other pages, I have a different one. So there's the one that I have for the men's health. So now I have two different magnets on my site for people to sign up for different things, and each one of them will take them to a different page. So that's how you can reuse Response Magic. Now, the other thing about Response Magic is that's really handy is once you get people coming into these lists, you can create emails. You can create messages. So you can come in here and say, I want to create an email. All right. So you're going to come in here and you're going to go to email. And there's a page for you to create an email. And you're going to just, there's different things you can do. So if you want their first name, you're going to hit those little signals and put first. First name. All right. And then you can just type it. I can spell. Okay. And then from there, say I want to add an image. So it's going to ask me for my source. I'm just going to click on here, pull up my image. If it's not here, then I'm just going to click upload. And then I'm going to go to my website or my Dropbox, wherever I have my images. And I'm going to go to logos. And I actually want to use a QR code. And I want to do the work from home. And it looks pretty big, so I'm actually going to shrink it a little bit. Okay, and they can scan that code. Actually want to make that centered. There we go. And then below this, I'm going to tell them all right, so there's my link and it's hyperlinked. And then I'm going to come back here and go back to regular. And I always put my email. Your contact information, as well as my phone. And guess what phone number I use? My Google Voice. And I have to make sure that's my Google Voice number. I always get it confused with my Winebot. I think that's it. 551-557-6052. 52, too many sevens. Okay, and then okay. So then I'm going to preview that in just a minute. I'm going to look at something real quick. Oh no, don't want you away. My computer has a mind of its own today. Let's see if that's one I want to use. That's a pretty good picture. Okay, so I'm going to go back in here. That was 327, wasn't it? 327. Oh, 0399. Get my nines all mixed up. And then if I want to add that picture, I can add that picture as well. So I'm just going to come up here and get that image and put it in here. All right, and that one's really big. So we're going to make that really small. And I could have resized this too while I was actually in there, but I don't want it to be too big. So there's that. So now I have an email. So in my subject line, I'm going to say, and I'm going to save it my emails. Okay, so then I want to preview. You can always preview, and it sees that you see that you have up to 30,000 characters. That includes spaces, commas, periods, letters, characters, everything. So then I'm going to hit preview, and it's going to show me what it's going to look like. So there's their first name. There's my information. There's my picture. Have a look at. There's my link. Hope to see you soon. Hear from you soon. Information, email, phone number, and then my other picture. So I like that. That's the way I want it. Short, sweet, to the point. And then I want to save it in my saved emails. Okay. And then I am going to go down here and find it. Where did I put it? Did I name it? There it is. Ways to make extra money this summer. There's 2, so I did it twice. So I'm going to hit send, and then depending on how many lists you have, you just click all your lists. And like I said, depending on where you want it to go, or you can choose a specific list. It's really up to you. But I'm going to send it to all my lists. Some people have picked up, some people haven't. And then it says, when do you want this to go out? And you can actually set a date. And I want it to go out Monday. So the date's the 10th, 11th, 12th. And which is Monday. I don't want it to go out at 8 a.m. I mean, 1 a.m. I do want it to go out around 9 o'clock in the morning to all contacts. And you hit proceed. And it's going to tell you how it looks, how it's going to send out. And you say, yes, that's the way I want it to go. That's what I want it to look like. And you're going to hit send. And from there, now it's scheduled to go out at 9 a.m. to 62 contacts from all of my lists, and I'm done. So now at 9 a.m. their time, whatever time zone they're in, they're going to get that email. So that's how you can set up a response. You can actually go in and create a newsletter that you want to go out periodically, and then you just come in about once a month and update it, put new information in it, and send that newsletter out. So that's how you can use Response Magic to not only build up an email list or a text message list, but also how to stay in contact with your students, with your, friends and family, with people that come into your site and visit it, to let them know other things that's going on. So I hope that helped everybody. So I unmuted everybody. So let's see who has questions. I
do.
Okay. All right. So go ahead, Emilio.
Okay. At the very beginning, when you go to the number 1 on the Response Magic, what you put there, does that go to all the pages?
Your opt-in form, yeah, you have to put it either on the right or the left. You want to put it on both the right and left for it to show up on all of your pages.
Right. But if you want like for example, you had men's health. Would you want, if you don't want that to be in all the pages, if you just want it for men's health?
No, you don't have that option to pick and choose which page it shows up on.
So whatever you put there goes to all of them?
All of them, yep.
Okay, all right.
Now you can use that code. So that's some of the things there was like, well, how do I use that code if I want to use it somewhere else? So you can go back here under your magnets and say, I want to put this code, so the biohacking. So I want to get this code here. And say I want to put this list on a specific page. Okay. So I'm going to copy it and say right here on my sleep page. Okay. So I'm talking about sleep and health. Make sure I don't have it already. There's a lot of stuff anyway, but say right here, times of wasting, order today. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this page. And I want them to register for my information. So I'm going to come down to the bottom of this page.
Okay.
All right. And right here where it says create a block, I'm going to hit this plus sign. Yeah. And I'm going to look for my HTML code. Okay. It's not here, my commonly used. So I'm going to come here to browse all.
HTML, right.
And I'm going to look for HTML. And it's going to be usually under widgets. So I'm going to get custom HTML. And I'm going to paste that code in there.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm going to hit preview. And there's my code. And see, it shows up right there. And they can fill this out right here. And it will take them to my page on focus, which is the brain page. So they will fill this out, probably go ahead and order. And then when they fill it out, it will take them to my biohacking page so they can read about brain.
Okay.
All right. So you can add this stuff in. It can actually be on a specific page. If you want to make one specifically for a certain page, this is how you would incorporate it into your page. It would work like a picture.
Was that the first one? Was that the first one or the second one?
What?
Where you have the for advertising, the magnet.
I have several different magnets. You just choose which one you want to use, depending on how many you've made.
No, I was talking about what before you get can't think of the name now. Right there. Thank you.
All right.
Which one of those? The first one or the second one? Right there.
I didn't use either one of these. I used the HTML code.
So it really doesn't matter what is it. It's only if you want it vertical or horizontal.
Well, the vertical and horizontal, these are actually links. So if I wanted to use this,
okay,
then I would copy this link, okay, and say I went back into my page. Yeah. Say I didn't want to use this. Okay, let's just remove this altogether. And say I just wanted to use a link. So what I would do is I would come back up somewhere and say, you can see the message of this blog affects sleep. All right. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to post that link right there. So there's a link. So if they click on this link, then it pulls up my information on brain. This one, I actually have a video on brain they can read about and fill out the information, and it takes them to my biohacking page.
Okay.
So that's how you use these links here. It's just like you would any other link. You can also use these links for advertising. You don't use the HTML for advertising.
Okay.
Okay.
The HTML is only for them to sign in if they want to at a certain place.
Your HTML is only used for your page. If you're using it for advertising, you use your squeeze links. So if you wanted to post it on Facebook, then you would use these two. It's just a matter of how you want it to look. So this is the vertical. So it's vertical. Looks like that. If you want it the horizontal, or that's the horizontal. If you want it vertical, then the shows up on the top. So it just depends on how you want it to look on which one you use. Okay. But the HTML code is only for when you're putting it in your page. It's not for advertising.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so let's see. Phyllis.
You unmute. Okay, so when we were doing the response magic, you said give the credit to the response magic.
Yes.
I don't have that access to click on a button.
No, when I say give credit to it, when you are creating the magnet at the very bottom, it says, do you want to use their little advertising?
I don't get that.
Oh, you don't? Oh, that's weird. It might be because I pay for it, so I'm not sure.
The last thing I see on mine is go to a custom URL, and I put my URL in there.
Okay, so it could, and that's the last one. It could be because I pay for it that I have that code.
But when I look at my widget, it does have it on there, powered by.
All right. Yeah. Again, it might be because I pay for it that I give them the option to advertise, because it asks me, do I want to put that on there?
So they don't give me the option. They just put it on there.
Yep. Probably because you're using the free program.
Okay. That's good. That works too.
Yep. So, and it could be that, or it could be if you haven't signed up for the affiliate program. I'm not real sure. I've always had that option whether to put them on there or not. But I've been paying for mine since the beginning because I wanted that SMS.
I have the affiliate. I do have the affiliate, so I'm good.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. You're perfect. All right, good. Who's next? Let's see. Let's go back.
Yes, ma'am. Can I see an example of one of the emails that you send out? People that respond on your page?
What do you mean?
The green dots.
Oh, on my email list?
Yeah, on the green dots. Can I see an example of an email you respond to with that?
I don't usually respond. They just send it to me, you know, like, let's see.
They create an email for you and send it out to the people?
No, you create the email. They don't create it for you. You have to create it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. See
yeah,
that?
that's what I just did. You just go here and go to email and you create one. So I can go to my saved emails.
Right.
And it's all right here. So if I want to do follow-up, then I just hit, let's see, I want to view it. So let me see if it'll save emails.
Yeah, just to give me an example to get me targeted.
All right, so like there's one. So there's different things, and then you can save it. You want to make sure you name it, and you can tell it where you want it to save it. I'm under my saved emails, and then it'll preview.
Okay, now that one was that for what product did you use that particular email for?
This one, it says New Year's, starting out New Year's. I sent them for weight loss.
Weight loss, okay.
Yep.
And you just made up your statement for that, okay.
Yep. So you create them whatever you want to. Like there's some that I do for like a newsletter. Let's see if I have that one. Where like this one says follow-up information. So this is just really short, looking for ways to make money, follow up, and I'll send it to them. This is usually for people that's responding, say, hey, what do you have? And I'll send it. There's one, I don't know where it's at. New programs available. So here's one that I have that's telling about the new programs that we have. And I actually list the different ones. I got all of my information here. So I have programs that they can click on to look at. So it really just depends on how you want to advertise, what you're advertising. This is a little story I created about, you know, when I had DirecTV, and now I use my other one. So I have several different ones. Some of them are kind of old. I even have one for student follow-ups. Like this one's for summer vacation. I'll probably get ready to go in and modify this. And it's talking about the life. It says time to enjoy beach life. So this was going straight to Sephora.
Okay. So like for the wine ambassador, if it's on that page, I'll follow up or I make a statement to that particular. In other words, they looked at the wine ambassador page, and therefore I will send an email to them for visiting the wine ambassador page because they got green dots.
Well, no, the green dots just means that they picked up your email.
Okay.
So, yeah. So if you got a green dot beside your email list, that means they are receiving your emails and they are opening your emails. So if you have anybody with the green dot, then that means, yeah, you need to send them at least something once a month, because that means they are looking at your emails that you're sending them.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
Yeah, that's what the green dot means, is that they are opening your emails.
And I should send out a mass. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One more thing. I'm looking at the affiliate page, and I need to know, do I create a company? What company do I use?
Just use your name.
My name. Okay.
Yeah. Because it's going to be whatever company, whatever you do to fill out with your taxes. I do personal taxes. I'm not an LLC. I'm not doing anything, because once you incorporate yourself or distinguish yourself as an outside business, your tax information changes. How you file your taxes change. So right now you're just an independent contractor that you're using your personal site or your personal information for tax purposes. You're not doing anything different. You're not a business yet. Until you're making X amount of dollars, then you might want to break it off from your personal stuff. But right now, just use your name.
Have you thought about doing a page on independent contractors, being that that's the business we're in? Have you ever thought?
I have a page out there from MLL Marketing. It kind of goes along with that.
Oh, okay.
I actually have a page that's called MLM Marketing, and that's what I talk about. Being independently working for yourself. And then I list my 3 anchors, and then my other, and I tell them if you want other information, I actually have pages created for other stuff that I send them to for internal links.
You're just so informative.
There's a lot of people out there right now that's looking to work from home. And I actually have one that says small investment. You can actually do small investment business and do your 3 anchors because they are considered investment companies.
And yet you can be an independent contractor and not a business and still have those operating. Because there's a lot of that on YouTube right now. A lot of young people are specializing in those areas.
Yep.
So
there's a big push right now for people looking for contract work where they can make their own schedule and still make money. And we have that perfect opportunity. I market the PBS, but I also market the 3 individual anchors that we have as independent from the PBS. But then I give the PBS as the vehicle to market all 3 of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning all this because of the taxes that I have to file, that I needed to know what to send the accountant for my own benefit, you know, to make sure I send everything I need to. So it's like, this has been another experience of learning for me.
Yep. There's a lot, but I mean, once you set it up the first time, you're set.
Yeah.
You're good. Nothing's going to change. Like I said, unless you start making those 6 figures, and then you can still leave it as a personal business. I mean, under your personal account, which I do, or you can incorporate yourself. It really depends on what you feel is more comfortable to you.
Do you send in insurance information on
No,
you don't send in insurance information? Okay.
No, because my husband still works, so he will always work. I try to get him not to work, but he carries insurance on us, so I don't have to do that. But now if you do are independent and you don't have outside insurance, then yes, you would definitely want to make sure, because of our government, you have to prove that you do have some type of health insurance or get penalized.
Okay, health and life and all that, health insurance.
I don't do life, I do health. I think Stephen has life. I got something with my bank. I can't remember. It's something.
Well, I was asking as an independent person, because I no longer have a human spouse. I only have a spiritual spouse now.
Yep. So you want to make, and that's something, like I said, that you want to see what your goals are and what you need, and then you want to make that decision. Like I said, I pray about everything. If God doesn't lead me to do that right now, then I don't.
Yeah, well, it's a different situation. I was just asking as an independent,
so
no longer having a physical husband, you know.
Perfect. Yeah. So you have to do what's best for you. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm okay now.
All right.
I got the new computer now, so now I'm setting it up. Now I got to send out the emails and do it on the new computer. I want to set everything up on there. So
there you go.
Yeah. And by the way, Tiger Direct they have some pretty wonderful computers, repurposed computers.
I know.
Yeah, they do. Keep on talking about your computer 2 nights in a row. You've been talking about it. So I'm just letting you know, I'm a purchaser off of your website.
Yeah.
And it was a good deal.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But I'm recommending them to you. They have some fine products for some good prices.
Yep. I got 4 computers. I think if I bring another one in, my husband's gonna kill me.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
But I do want a desktop. That's what I told him. I said, I miss my desktop. I like my laptop, but I miss my desktop. You don't see them that much because everybody's portable, but I think I do want one that's stationary, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's what I had to replace. I still have the desktop. It worked well, but it's 6-7 years old. And with this business that I'm in, I don't want it to conk out on me and I not have something reliable, you know?
Yeah. Gotcha. All right, Phyllis, you had another question?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
On the Response Magic, you have, you were sending it to contacts. Where are the contacts coming from?
People that signed up through my site.
Okay, so unless I have people signed up, then they're not going to be there.
No, you can manually add them, but if they don't answer your email, then it'll just sit there. So if you're going to manually add people, then the email's still going to be sent out, but they will send them a auto responder that said, hey, do you accept emails from, and they'll put my name from Sheila Matchett. And then if they say yes, then they will send out my email. So usually when that happens, I usually send a text, say, hey, you're getting ready to get an email from me. Just want you to be aware to please accept it. And most of the time they do, like the ones on the one-on-one boards and people that I call through my Google Voice and things like that from V Marketing that respond, I let them know, say, hey, you're going to get another email from me. It'll probably be in your spam. So just be on the lookout for it. And then they just pick it up. Once they pick it up, then they've agreed to accept emails from me until they opt out.
Okay.
But yeah, you can manually add people into there, into
Okay.
your response magic. Yes.
Okay. Also, I was trying to figure out where to find the list of my widgets.
When you go to your dashboard, go to your dashboard, or if you're in your site and you go up to your site name, it says dashboards, widgets, and menus. Just click on widgets and it pulls up your widgets, your widget template. And it has all your available widgets that you have the option to use in your system and on your toolbar. And then it actually gives your left of menu, which is your home page, and then your right of menu, which is all of your consecutive pages. And then you have your footer 1 and 2, which is at the very bottom of your page, your right and left side. Footer 1 is on the right side, footer 2 is the left side.
Okay, so I created the widget, and then it takes me to the page where it says put your customer magnet everywhere. And so if I just close out of this, will it save this widget? Or do I have to do something else?
Yeah, if you've already got your magnet set and you've already hit submit and get code and you're on your code, if you come to number 3 where it says review and you go under where it says customer magnets, which is the 3rd from the bottom, then you'll be able to see all the magnets that you've created. And if you just hit get code, then it pulls up everything again.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's where they're all stored, and they do not go away unless you delete them. So they will stay there indefinitely.
And you can't edit them after you've already submitted, right?
No, you can't edit them after you submit them. Even if you know code, and I do, when you go in and change it, it won't change, unfortunately.
Okay. Sounds good. Just create another one.
Create another one and delete the one you created. That's why I said there's a lot of stuff I've learned. So I have multiple ones and some of them need to be deleted because that's what I did. And I just never deleted them. I've been doing this for 3 years, so I've learned a lot. And I just didn't go back and fix what I've learned.
Okay.
But it happens. So that's why I say we're always constantly learning. If you're not, then you need to find out why. Like Roy said, what's your why? If you're not constantly learning and doing something, then you need to figure out why you're still doing this. Is your why big enough? If your why is too small, you'll quit. You'll forget. You'll stop doing. You'll stop learning. You'll stop making pages. You'll stop attending things. So you need to find out your why that will not be deterred. And there's just different, your whys are different. Those of you that was on the calls earlier, we all have different whys of why we're doing this. Some people's are financial. Some people's are just freedom. Some people are just time. Some people is just, they just want something to stay busy with, that's going to occupy them and help them continue to grow. So you just have to find your why that's not going to be moved, so to speak.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That was an awesome meeting this morning.
Yep.
That was beautiful. It really was. It showed a unity. We have a unity of purpose.
Yep, it does. And you saw, I mean, all of us that spoke, we all had a little different why, but we all had the same commonality.
The same, yeah, and that was the beauty of it. It was like a family setting.
Yeah, it was.
That was beautiful.
But the thing about it is you have to find out why you're doing this and that no one is going to be able to take it from you. And we all said the same thing. You have to find out who you are and be strong in who you are once you find that, and don't let anybody tell you any different. Don't let any of the negativity sway you. If you get to that point to where you feel the negative creeping in on you, that's when you come to your family, which is here, and let us build you back up, because you know who you are, but life gets in the way sometimes and it'll beat you down. I mean, I tell my kids sometimes, I said, your life is like a pebble that gets pushed into the current. You get to that peaceful place, and then all of a sudden something will come by and disturb your peace and get you going down the river, and the next thing you know, you're caught up in the whirlpool. You're caught up in that tidal wave, and you can't get over it. You can't get out of it without some help. But then when you get out of it, you're no longer have those rough edges. You're a smooth stone. So then when life hits you again, you just roll right on it. There's nothing that's going to catch you in a crevice. You'll just keep right on rolling and come out on the other side.
Yeah.
So, just let life happen, but know that you have a family here that's going to hold your hand.
Yeah.
You're not in this business alone, unlike so many other places. Like Miss Tony said, she got into so many, just trying to find something that would help her out, and she was left alone. Same thing with Priscilla. Priscilla was an orphan in all of her businesses. They just left her. But now here we are. You'll never be alone. There's always going to be somebody that can help you. Either, in your upline, your downline. I'm not going anywhere. That's why Roy always, tells me I'm his dependent, because I'm not going anywhere.
Well, I got a message from God about this organization, a message from God. He told it to a friend, he downloaded it to me, and he let me know that I'm there for his purpose, and he has a purpose for the people of this group. And you can tell because they're so united, and you hear so many saying, I was sent here by God. I was sent here by God. And he's confirming it. And I was so excited, when she read it to me and said, wow. So this is going to be some kind of organization, because God is in the midst. It's really awesome.
God, I believe God directed me to lay this in my lap. I tell him all the time, you lay this in my lap. Give me the courage and the strength to keep moving forward. Yeah. And Rory first started talking about God, and I said, okay, this is it. I'm signing in.
Yeah. So this is exciting. I'm excited about it, Yeah,
you just can't let anybody, and I tell this all the time, don't let anybody take your joy or your reasoning for doing this, because not everybody's going to see the bigger picture. And we all go through different stages in life, and it might not be because they don't want this. They just are not at the stage in their life where they can see how this is going to benefit them. And those are the ones you just keep dripping on them, let them know you're there. And when that stage of life hits them, then their eyes are going to be open, and they're going to be like, oh, that's why this is still around, because I need it now. I didn't need it then. I need it now. So don't ever give up on anybody, but don't strangle them either with all the information. Just
for me, my friends are asking me, have you made any money at this yet? No, because I've not got my pages done. So why don't you just quit? No, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to get my pages done and start making money. Well, how long you been doing this now? Well, a couple years.
But see, that's the other thing, is everybody works at their own pace. You've had a lot going on, Miss Linda Marie. I mean, you've had a significant loss this year. And you've been going through a lot. So it, like I said, I didn't need it, but this was something that I felt passionate about. And that's what I tell Rory. I said, I don't grow as fast as a lot of people. I said, but when I do grow, I said, it sticks. And that's what he was saying. I don't have a lot of people that leave when they get in my group, because when they come in, I know they're not going anywhere, because I've worked with them. They can see the passion in me, and they know I'm not going to leave them.
Absolutely.
Right.
They have to let me know they need me. I got some that don't need me, but when they do, they know I'm here.
Well, we know we need you. I keep reminding you.
I keep trying to remind you too, Sheila. Are you still talking to me? Sheila, I need you.
But this business will help, and but it's not easy. It's not free. And when I say free, I don't necessarily mean money. It's going to take time. It's going to take dedication, and like Niall said today, if you had to pay yourself on your efforts that you've put in this business, would you pay yourself or would you fire yourself?
I fire myself.
I would probably fire myself.
Don't fire me.
And that's the thing, because down the road, that's the thing. This is going to be your lifestyle. And like I said, I can see it now. My daughter, she's actually building the Vela Vita. she's lost almost 12 pounds in about 8 days, taking the Slim and the Brain. And I mean, she's had trouble getting baby weight off, but she's had weight issues for a while now, and it's really gotten her down. It's gotten her depressed. So she can't play ball like she wanted to. She's having issues with breathing, and she's like, Mom, I know it's because of my weight. I said, that and stress. So she's been taking the Brain. She signed up. I got her signed up in Velavita, and she's promoting it. And she's getting, all of her friends are going, you've done what? And that's all she's doing. She's doing live stuff on, I mean, she doesn't want to do a PBS, which is fine. That's not her, but eventually she's going to. But her friends, she's doing live stuff on Facebook, on Instagram, and they're asking her, Jessica, what are you doing? She's like, well, my mom's got this stuff, you know, and she's like, and I've been doing it, and she's got her own link. But now when she does it, she does my hashtag for Shop with Mama Chief. So they come to my website, but they go to her link. So it works out that way. But she's building her business, you know, so that and I told her yesterday, I said, you know, and with Velavita, y'all that don't know about it yet, Velavita has a retirement program. If you work Velavita for 5 years and you've grown the business, you can retire after 5 years in Velavita at the program you're at, making the money that you make for the rest of your life without having to buy another product.
Right.
However, if you continue to buy and you continue to build your business, you can retire at any time after 5 years and still get that income coming in from your group. Because guess what? Your group's going to still grow, and you will still get that benefit from it without buying another product. So she's looking at it. So at 5 years, she's going to be 35 years old. Her son's going to be 5 years old. She's like, so I can build this up big enough in 5 years. I can watch my son go to school for the first time and be there in the classroom with him if he needs me, go on field trips. I said, exactly. In 5 years. And she is going like gangbusters. So, I mean, there's benefits to everything that we have, and you just never know where that's going to lead. You know, we might find our next MSI from somebody in her connection. You know, and then I got Phyllis that's getting ready to go out of the country. God knows what she's going to do when she gets over there and how it's going to grow. You know, because I know she's not going to give up. She's going to keep building. And then Linda Marie, once she gets herself together, you know, she's going to go all. And then I got Emilio, who's finally learning to talk on the phone. And I got new people that's coming up. So, you know, my business and my group, we're going to be strong because we got strong people here. And anything that we do that helps anybody else is just going to help them become strong too. And it's all within your commitment and your dedication. And like I said, you need to look at yourself and say, okay, this is my business. If I had to pay myself based on what I'm doing, would I pay myself or would I fire myself? Because that's exactly what you're doing. Where are you going to be at in 5 years? It might take you 3 years, which most brick and mortar businesses does not see a profit for 3 years. 3 years it takes them to even make a profit. Most of the times the profit is less than $100. I've done my research.
It's above what they're paying in.
So, and most companies, owners, don't receive their first paycheck for up to 5 to 7 years.
Wow.
So they will make sure all of their employees are paid, their bills are paid, and they will live off bare minimum wage for up to 5 to 7 years before their business kicks in. And once it kicks in, after that 5th or 7th year, they don't ever have to worry about making money again. Their business is set.
I'm on track then.
Exactly.
I'm right on track.
So that's what I told my accountant. I said, well, if I don't do it after 5 years, then I'll let you know.
Yeah. But I mean, you have to look at it that way. You are a business. So you still have to follow those principles and guidelines of a business. It takes 2 to 3 years to establish your clientele, to get yourself set up to where you are in the position to make a profit. Guess what that means? You are doing your emails, you're creating your pages, you're talking to people, you're developing your clientele. So in 3 years, you're set. So if anybody asked you anything, you have the answer right there. You don't have to think about it. It's second nature to you because you know your business, you know yourself. So if you've been in less than 3 years, don't worry, it's coming. If you've been in here more than 5 and you're not where you need to be, then you need to ask yourself, did I work it like a business or did I work it like a hobby?
Well, Sheila,
that's a question I put it myself a lot. Is this a hobby or are you trying to make this a business?
Yep.
Like, I'm trying to make it a business. Stop with the hobby.
Stop with the hobby. That means don't think so much about how you're writing the page, just write it.
Oh, Sheila, but what's happening with me is it's miraculous. I'm telling you, because of the situation with the IRS, they have me uncollectible. I owe money for 2 years, uncollectible. That's the status, but they're still earning interest. I joined here because of that. Now, if I started making money and doing business, they would want all their money at one time. I haven't made anything to be reported to the IRS. That's a miracle of God. But yet I'm doing everything to learn, everything I need to learn. And it's, to me, it's just miraculous. I know it's the hand of God. He's just waiting for the right time. So I'm excited about
He's going to put everything in. So when it happens, and this is how this is my testimony, and it's just me. Y'all can do whatever, how interpret this however you want. I always say God makes it to where whenever it does happen, there's only one place you can look to say why it happened. That's God.
Right.
It ain't going to be nothing you did other than you followed what he said to do. So when it all comes into fruition, you can get on your knees and say, all right, God, I was obedient. Thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. It's amazing. It's
I don't need to fix something, Sheila. I said that Lavette was one that helped me make my order last night. It wasn't Lavette, it was Phyllis.
Oh. We're all a family. We get it.
Still thinking about you, Linda Maria. Still thinking about you.
All right. So who's got another question about your PBS? I think Emilio's got his hand raised. What you need, dear? You there, Emilio?
Unmute.
Sorry. Are we going to be getting together later?
Yeah, I'll give you a haul. I got to get my schedule together tomorrow. I got a lot of people, so I got like 6 new students last week, so my time's going to be very short.
I'll take some.
There you go. All right. Just send me an email of your times or Skype of when you're available, and I'll sit down tomorrow and do my schedule.
We'll do.
Put everybody in.
And Sheila, I forgot, but what are we supposed to get together about?
I don't know. You have to remind me.
Everything.
I know we were supposed to get together, but I don't remember about what.
Yeah, I forgot. I have to look at my calendar, but yeah. So
everything.
So if you need for us to get together, got all of those that are my personal students, please send it to me in our Skype group, your days and times that you're available, and I will make sure that we get it together on the calendar.
When you say Skype group, which one is it?
My Skype group, the RRR247 Sheila Matchett.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, you've actually got 3 Skypes, Sheila.
Yeah, so I want you to be in, not our personal Skype, because I have so many Skype groups that I'm part of, I will lose it. So if you go to our group, our student group, the RRR247 Sheila Matchett, and put it in there, I look at that one every day. I make a habit of making sure I look at that one every day.
At least I can contact you some kind of way.
Yeah, and you got me on the student chat, Lavette.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Thank God.
And Sheila, I did have a question about the PBS. I kept putting my hand to be raised, and it kept taking it off. I'm like, what's going on? Why is my hand disappearing? So I put it back up. Okay, I quit. I just I want to know, when you're doing the PBS and you've got your page and you've got all those pages underneath, how do you do that? How does that happen? Is it?
Oh, you're talking about your drop pages like this? Okay, so that's
all the ones underneath this ad here that you got pulled up.
Okay.
Get over to the ad and go down. All those things that you got in the center. in the center.
These?
Yeah, your advertisements in the center.
Oh, those are my Google ads. That's
Okay,
Google.
but
You have to get Google.
oh,
When you get Google AdSense, anything that has this little blue thing right here, this is a Google ad. All that's Google. Google pays me to have these on my site.
okay, but I'm
That's-
talking about that center, your advertisements,
Go up, Sheila. Go up to yours. Right up there. Those are hers.
I know, but all those are yours. You have a whole long list of them before you hit to an end. How do you keep adding your pages into that center line, your pages that you wrote?
Oh, this is your
system doesn't.
this is your page. So this is on my home page. So whenever you are writing, this is just my page, my writing on my home page. So when I go to edit this page, this is just mine.
Okay.
So when you're writing your page, this is what it looks like when you're writing it. Okay. So this is everything that you saw. You know, they did an update on Google on your website. So now it looks really huge. And it's not really huge. But if you want to see what it's going to look like on your advertising, you just hit your preview and preview it in a new tab. And then it will show you what it's going to look like when other people visit your site. So this is how it looks when other people come, not necessarily. It's just I have a really small monitor, but it's going to look different. But this is where it shows on the left side. This is my home page. So left side does truly mean left side. If I click on it, then you're going to see that right side truly means right side, but it centers it based on your information. So you got your category menu, and then you have your response magic code, and then it centers your writing in the middle of those two platforms.
Also, when you put a word in the search box, everything with that word in it comes up in the center column.
Yeah. So everything shows up. So that's why I said you need your search so that you can see everything that's here. So I didn't center this. It centers it on its own based on your formatting on your computer site.
But you have smaller paragraph per picture.
Yeah, that's just my writing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So if you go to your site and pull it up under preview, or even just type your site into your Google search, you'll see yours looks the same way.
Okay.
Yeah. You're just used to looking at it in edit mode, but this is how it looks to other people when they come in to look at it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. See, that's what I was talking about. All these different ones that you've got underneath. You got two of the nanotechnology.
Yeah, these are just my images. These are my images that I made. This is just a picture. So how you get pictures from Google and put there, I go to Canva and create my own pictures because I want everything to be able to come back to my website.
Right. Okay.
So I create these. This came straight from Velveeta. This is a video that you can get off your Velveeta site and put in your page and the code. And I just put that in there. This right here is a Google, and you see Google because I've been looking for health issues like vitamin D, calcium, and stuff like that. I've actually created a page on vitamin D. This is just a hint to some of y'all. We will be getting a program probably in the next few months that sells vitamin D supplements. So
I've got a whole bunch of vitamin D that I take on a daily basis.
That is so good to hear.
Yeah,
but we didn't hear it.
You didn't hear it, but go ahead and get your page ready.
And you're on record too.
That's hard. But yeah, you want to make sure that you go ahead and start writing a page on vitamin D.
I hope it's D3.
Sheila, any update on the memes?
I got somebody that said they just got their March memes yesterday, so they are starting to release them.
I haven't gotten January.
They're releasing them in quarters is what I'm telling them. So you're going to get January, February, and March. And then in June, you're going to get March, April, May, and June is what I'm hearing.
So if I cancel that will I still have the memes that I already paid for?
Yeah, you
Of
don't
course.
lose what you already got.
Of
Okay.
course.
So, but yeah, so this is just how your page is. And the Google ads that people see, like when Miss Levette came to my site, she saw stuff on computers because that's what she was looking for. So my Google ads switched to the algorithms of whatever people are looking. So I've been doing searches for clothing because my sister is getting ready to get married. So we're actually going dress shopping Wednesday. So we've been looking for clothes for her honeymoon. So that's why I see clothing. Like I said, I've been doing some research on vitamins and minerals and things like that. So it goes based on your algorithms of previous searches. So what I see on my Google ads is not necessarily what you will see on my Google ads when you come to visit my site. It's whatever you've been searching for. So some people go in when they get Google AdSense and they modify it or they do specific ad things for their Google ads. I don't. I let Google choose what they want to put because then that makes it, to me, it makes it better because then when somebody comes and visits my site, then they're going to see on the Google ad what they've been looking for, not what I want them to see. So they're more apt to shop because they see what they're looking for instead of me saying, hey, I want you to just put nothing but health stuff on my pages. Well, they might not be looking for health things. They might be looking to buy a car. So they're going to see Google ads for cars because that's what they're looking for. You know, or they might be looking to buy housing or looking for plumbing or, you know, whatever they're looking for, that's what they're going to see on my Google ads. So they're more likely to shop my site for other things because they already found what they're looking for. So.
Well, I just saw an ad when you're scrolling down how to strengthen bones. And I'm like, yep, that's the one I would like to go look at because
that's why I said
I've been bone deterioration.
I've been searching for vitamin D, doing research on vitamin D. So that's why that's showing up.
Are they doing D3, do you know, or nothing?
It's going to be an all-inclusive vitamin D supplement.
Yeah. Oh, okay. One thing on the create your website on the affiliate of Response Magic and filling that in, it says, to create a username, and they're giving an example of the Response Magic info with a / username. Should I use my URL name as a username?
No, just you can create your own just like you do any other one, but on your affiliate, yeah, I use like Mama Chief for mine. So whatever you want to associate with, I wouldn't use your URL. I would put whatever, you know, you want to be. If you want to just put Levette or put.
I put Joy Silas. Joy Silas is basically who I am.
Yep. So that's what your affiliate link would be. This is one of the few sites you get to actually choose what your link's going to be.
So you would say create, well, it's a username. It says an example of a URL, but it says a username. So I'll just say Joy Salas, whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And let me see. So when you come here to the affiliate and I log in, you see how mine says Mama Chief 1? So that's what I put in as my affiliate is I want it because this is going to stay the same. So the only thing you're going to look at is right here. This is what they're wanting you to create.
Okay. So at the end of, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that what do you want to be recognized at? So everything that has that is going to have my name, Mama Chief 1, Mama Chief 1. So whatever you choose as your login, or not your login, but as your affiliate link, it's going to have that at the end of it.
Yeah. Mine would be Archangel.
Yeah, yours would be Archangel if that's what you set it up as. It'll say Archangel.
Please use only valid characters A to Z, 1 to 9 in the username. I don't know what I did, but
yeah, you can't have any like question marks, symbols, or anything like that. It has to be characters or numbers. No spacing. So if you have a space, that's they kick it out.
All right.
So you can't have the / or hashtag. It has to be just letters and numbers.
No.
Can you ever edit that?
No, once it's set, it's set.
Make you another one.
Well, I haven't tried. You might be able to go into account settings, but I doubt it because this is permanent, especially if you've already marketed it and sent it out. Then if you change it, then the other one you had is invalid. And that's one thing I tell people when you started advertising a page and you go in and change your URL because you edited your page, then when they come and click an old one that they've saved and it gives that invalid page, then they think your website shut down or you've closed. So once you start advertising, never change your URL. You can change your title, you can edit the page, but don't ever change your slug so that your URL changes, because it really shuts down your previous page. Okay.
I gotta go, Mama Chief.
Yep, I'm going to call it a day too. It's 3 o'clock. If we don't have any more questions or any more raised hands, then I think we have had a good training.
Yes, we have.
Don't
We always
forget
do.
me on Thursday.
All right, put it, make sure you put it in. Yes.
So
Thank
don't
you,
forget me.
Gina. Bye.
Bye. Yes, Miss Gloria.
I have one question
Okay.
about my Murloc page. It's one picture that will not let me link. Do I need to change that picture? Just find a whole nother picture and link it to
What's
my
your
wine?
what's your site?
Murloc wine paired with great recipes.
Right. Let me get in.
Or tasty recipes. One of the two.
All right. Let me see if
It's
I
the
can get in your site.
Okay.
Okay. I stopped my screen share because I don't want y'all to see her information. So
Okay.
let me get in there and
You're smart like that.
well, I gotta protect the privacy. That's her page.
Absolutely.
It's her site. Y'all don't need to see her information. So
Better get your cameras.
all right, so let me get in here.
Golly, it looks like my grandma.
My grandson just hit a triple home run.
Wow. Oh my God.
Yay.
Oh,
Yeah.
it went through. Yay. Congratulations. That's
Yeah.
great.
I'm watching it. They actually have a camera set up at the field, so I'm having to watch it and turn. So if y'all hear feedback, it's I'm sorry, but I have to watch him.
That's awesome. He's only 8 years old.
8 years old. They said he hit it farther. He hit it in the big boys field. It bounced off. He hit it out of his field for his age, and it went into the field for the big boys that were playing. They had to stop the game on the other one to get the ball.
Wow. He's gonna go into the major league. You might as well get ready.
You're gonna be like his grandpa.
He already told me he was going to take care of me.
Oh, that's sweet.
He said his mama and his daddy could take care of themselves, but he was going to take care of me.
Isn't that?
So Miss Gloria, is it under draft?
I think so, yes.
Okay. All right. So
Gotta go.
all right, bye dear.
Oh, I see. Let's see if this one works.
All right, so let me get back in here and share screen, and we're going to see if we can find this picture. So which one is it? This
It's
one?
that one, the first one, yes.
All right, now I'm going to tell you what you did wrong.
Okay.
This picture right here, you should never have a picture after your title. Your picture should always go below your title, because first thing Google sees is your picture instead of content. So you're going to get a message that your key phrase doesn't appear in your first paragraph. You have an image there.
Okay.
All right. So the other thing is right here is you're going to have your link. And right here you have an attachment page. You see that?
Yes.
You click this X, and then you can paste your URL right there.
Okay.
All right.
So move the picture.
Yep. So all you have to do is when you click on your picture, you're going to click these buttons and move it down. It may let you move it down. It don't look like it is. So we might have to move it. to the
It did
center.
too. It moved in the middle of grilled steak recipe.
But see, it's not, see, now it's centered. It's not letting you move it. So you might have to remove this block altogether because you have it as your first paragraph.
Okay.
So, yeah, so what you're gonna have to do is move it, because usually it will give you the option to move it down, but it's not, because now it's saying this is your first paragraph. So you can't move it unless you've set this as your feature, and I don't see where you set that as your feature. So, but you can modify it right here, but add in your link, but I would get rid of this first. And don't go back, and if you want to put this picture back, just go to your media library. Don't download it again, because once the picture's in your website, it's there to keep permanently in your media library. So you don't need to go back and upload it again. Just go to your library and pull it out.
Sheila, can't you take that paragraph there that starts with grilled steak, move that block up? Would that not bring the picture down?
She would have to move this, this, and this to get this picture down, and then it may not let her center it.
Okay.
Because it's in its own block, a whole block. So it's like there's a block, either you deleted the information that was there and it had a picture in it, or this was a page that started out as a classic and it was converted to classic block or converted to block, and this picture's kind of hung up between two codes. So
I can remove it.
Yep.
And
so
then download it from my media.
Yep. So let's do that now.
Not download it, but get it from my media, but just don't put it back
at the beginning.
There.
So what you would do is like this right here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to copy that. And then we're going to come down here and remove the block. But see, this is another block that was there. That's why it wouldn't let you move it, because you had a block within a block.
Okay.
So we're just going to put a dot there so we can get rid of this block. We don't want that block there.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Okay, because this is kind of holding everything up. And I'm just going to do paragraph because it's telling me I need to put a block there. And then I'm going to remove it. And that should take care of that. See, I got to figure out, because it's telling me to add something because that picture was there. So let's see if we do this.
Put a dot or a letter. Put a letter there.
So now we can come here and we're going to do your image. And I'm going to go to your media library. Actually, since we copied, let's see if it lets me remove this block. There it goes. See, now the block's showing back up, so I don't know. So we're going to paste that image back there. And so now you see you have your graph for your image. So if you want it to move, we're going to move it to, you wanted it on the right, and let's move it up. And let's see how it looks now.
Uh-oh.
So now it's got it twice because there's a block still in there.
Okay.
See, yeah, so this block right here is causing an issue.
Put a letter in there.
Let's go right here and see if we can move the unused block. See, it says this is a reusable block. So that should have gotten rid of it. So now let's do preview.
Reusable block.
There it goes.
Yay.
So that
now
should, yeah. So now all you have to do is come back here, click on your image and use your link right here. And you can put your link right there and you should be fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So I'm going to hit save drafts. So we got that taken care of, but sometimes that happens. So that's why you never put a picture first. You always start with content should be first. So you started out with grilled steak recipes. All right. But you didn't explain your page. So you should always have an introductory paragraph before you actually start your recipes. So right between your Merlot and your grilled steak recipes, you should have about a 5-sentence paragraph that explains what you're talking about. So, and it should start with, and what I'm going to do is, if you don't mind.
I do not.
Okay. I'm going to do a paragraph, and hopefully. What is your key phrase? Number 1.
Merlot wine.
All right. How do I want to say this? Okay, remember your first paragraph should always give them the option to go ahead and join. And we're going to go back and change this to a heading. So then you've given them an introduction to what you're talking about, your Merlot wines. You're going to tell them also that you're pairing it with some great steak and enhances flavor like a nicely grilled T-bone or sirloin with the full body flavor of a great Merlot wine. And then you say, here's some favorite recipes for you to enjoy and savor. And then you name drop. Remember, I always say name drop because your website can be searched through names, not just your key phrases. So if somebody comes in and searches Merlot wine, they can find it. If they search Rickard Merlot, your page can be in the search. If they're searching for Napa Valley vineyards, your website can come up. And then you want to give people an immediate, you want to give people an immediate way to go ahead and order because they've came to your page because they already know what they're searching for. They're looking for Merlot wine. So you don't want them to have to necessarily read everything that you're saying. You just want to give them an advantage to go ahead and order their wine. They want a Merlot. And then, but you kind of tickled their fancy by saying, okay, you can get your Merlot wine, but I got some great recipes for your steak. That keeps them on your page. So never start your page with a picture or just going straight into your topic. Give them a brief introduction of what you're talking about and a way to go ahead and order what they want. And then go in and tell them what you're doing. You're doing a grilled steak. All right, here's your recipe. So that's how you get your pages to flow. You want to grab their attention by giving a brief introduction and a way to go ahead and get their product. But you keep them on your page through your images and your content. So you told them, hey, I got a Merlot. I got some steak. I'm going to show you how to grill them. The good thing about our wine club, and this is where you can go in a little bit more detail, they can get their wine and steak from the same place because we have an amazing Wagyu steak that they can get from their wine club. Once they join the wine club, they can order their steak and brocks and hot dogs and everything else through the Wagyu Steak Company, which is part of our Wine Ambassador Club. So you can kind of tie that in there too. Get your steak and wine at the same place.
Okay.
All right.
When you just made this paragraph, It's something you said right after that I didn't get. I'll just re-listen to the
I was gonna say, because I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember what it is now, but I didn't get it, but
yeah,
it's okay.
But yeah, so you want to make
okay
sure, and then this right here, you can do one or two things.
What did I do, lose you?
Are you there?
Hello?
Are you there? Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, we might have lost her. Yeah. So once you have on your introductory paragraph, you don't want to send them to an internal page. Okay, you want to send them directly to your link to join whatever program you're talking about. You do your internal pages throughout your content. Your first paragraph should always be a direct link to your product, because they came there because they already know what they want. They just want to make sure you have it. So that's why your first paragraph should always include a direct link that they can go ahead and order and buy their product now. But you also want to give them access to other things. So that's why I said, always do your title and have a brief description or summary of what your page is going to be about with some name dropping. Okay. And I don't mean name dropping for your affiliate, name dropping of what the product is. Like this one, she's doing Merlot. We got a Rickard Merlot. If it was clothing, then you can do, you know, depending on what clothing company that you have, you can name drop the clothing company there. If you are talking about like the gift cards that we have, then you can actually do name dropping on the gift cards and do each gift card or name for that. So like we have REI, which is a sports equipment company, one of those. We have AMC theaters. You can do that. Hey, you want to go see a great movie? The theaters are getting ready to open up due to COVID relaxation, things like that. And then AMC cinemas or AMC theaters, you would highlight that and send them your direct link to your Sephora page or your Sephora affiliate. So name dropping is okay on some aspects. You don't want to name drop through the whole thing, because then the next thing they're going to do is they're going to type in AMC theaters in the search bar and they're going to leave your page. So every once in a while, you can do a name drop, because then when people search Google for that specific name, your page will be included in the search because you have that name on your page. So that's one of the ways that your page can be indexed as well, not just by your key phrase, which is the first way it gets indexed, but also by the other content and names that you have inside your site.
Sheila, I just got a big fear because of what my first training was. We don't put the name of the product in it. We dance around what the product is. And because if we give them the product name, they can go outside of our page and order it, and then we lose the the commission.
That's why you don't you don't put wine ambassador in here. You put the names of the wine.
Right. Okay.
So AMC gift cards can be bought here. They can't put AMC gift cards in a search and they'll pull up anything that has AMC gift cards. AMC theater has gift cards, but then they have to pinpoint which AMC theater they're going to. So it's okay to name drop every once in a while after you've talked about the product. So you want to talk about your gift cards and how they can get discounted gift cards with your free app. And then say, for example, and only you can say movie theater gift cards such as, and then you can say clothing, coffee, things like that, but just few things that you want to point out, but don't do it first. You do it after your description. We had some people that were going in and say, hey, you need to join our Wine Ambassador Club. And then next thing you know, people's like, well, what's Wine Ambassador? And they're going and looking up Wine Ambassador and it's like, oh, that sounds great. And they join from that page. So if you're going to name drop, have the name drop after you've described everything, not in the very beginning, because you've already lost them. So if you're going to name drop, that's when you do it. But with the wines, it's okay to name drop the wine there, because we're telling them we got some great wines here, Rickard Merlot. And it's just for an advertising purpose. You don't want to say, join our club wine ambassador, because then they're going to look and see what wine ambassador is. That's where you don't want to do it. So just for that. Okay. All right. That's all I have, unless anybody's got any other questions.
Bye. Bye.
All right, dears. Y'all have a blessed one, and I will see y'all next week.
Go see your grandson.
All right. For y'all,
I'll send you my schedule.
yes. Send me your schedule so I can do my schedule tomorrow and get everybody put in.
Yes,
Good
ma'am.
night. Enjoy your weekend.
All right,
Yeah.
darlings. Y'all have a good one.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Go down.